I'd like to call this meeting to order in open session. Welcome to this evening's hybrid Board of Trustees meeting, being held both in person and virtually. This meeting has been made accessible to members of the public on the link at the Moreland School District website and on board docs. Any person who requires accommodations to access the meeting has been asked to contact the superintendent's office within 24 hours of this meeting. This meeting is being recorded and may be published online at a later date. And with that, we'll go to the flag salute. Everybody join me in tonight's flag salute. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Can we get to ask you questions? Because you know the flag salute.
Do you want to know what my favorite was? No, I miss the kids.
I do.
Yeah, it feels empty.
I will report out that no action was taken this evening in closed session. And move to approval of tonight's agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
Thank you, Shrew.
I'll second it.
Thank you, Shelley. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Comments from the public?
Members of the public may address the board on any subject of concern to you, including those not on tonight's agenda. However, provisions of the Brown Act preclude any action as an unagendized item, no response is required or permitted from the board or district staff. And as already stated, no action can be taken. The board, however, may instruct the superintendent to follow up, which may or may not include placing the item on a future meeting's agenda. If you would like to address the board this evening, please complete the blue public comment card within the first 15 minutes of the board meeting being called to order in public session. On the card, please list the agenda items you would like to speak to. If your comments do not pertain to an agendized item, please write public comment. When your name is called, please come to the podium and state your name and organization that you're representing. Comments are limited to 3 minutes per board governance manual. And I don't believe we have any comments today.
Thank you. All right. Superintendent's report, Dr. Claude.
Okay, good evening, everybody. So next slide. Yeah, okay, next slide. Last Thursday, we had our leadership team retreat and we went to the Computer History Museum in Mountain View. Talked to how to connect. Her sister helped.
Nice.
Yeah, that was
Very good.
you know, fun is not what people would describe, how they would describe me. So I tried to have as much fun as possible, given my limitations of organizing fun. But we did. I thought it was a good mix of some learning and reflection and fun. So everybody received a copy of 2 books. The Anxious Generation by Jonathan Haidt, who I don't know if you've read that yet, but it highlights the negative impacts in social media on our youth. I recommend it to anybody who is in education or has children or nieces and nephews. And then we also gave What Do You Do with an Idea? We're in the innovative space. And it's an inspiring story where a child has this new idea and it's the importance of how something might seem small and can turn into something big. So the fun that we had.
Itsy Bitsy Spider, do I get a guess?
We played Shark Tank.
Oh,
Okay.
all right.
So the book we read, right? It's fun, right? It's so fun. We read The Listening Leader as a leadership team. And so the idea was that teams, so you see a team right there, had to synthesize the ideas in the book and put together a tool or a product or something that they wanted to sell to the Shark Tank judges, which are right here, and get us to invest in their idea. And that team did not win, but they were all very good. And we had some good fun with that. And I thought it was a nice way to sum up, the year in a little book study and all of that. So, let's see, summer school, moving on to summer school. We started on June 12th. We had 350 multilingual learners in grades K through 7 and ESY students over at Baker Elementary this summer. They're doing literacy, English language development, STEAM activities. They're taught by our own Moreland teachers.
Mhm.
Classes also include music, soccer, engineering, basketball, and web design. This is free. As you know, we've got the Extended Learning Opportunities Grant, which helps pay for this, or does pay for this. And then we also have our summer camp, Camp Moreland, which is over at Country Lane. And we've got 250 students attending that for 6 weeks. So we've got a lot of kids on our campuses, which is kind of fun. And let's see, we are partnering with the RAFT, which Resource Area for Teachers, to implement STEAM and curriculum in our 4th through 6th grades at our camp. And our kinder through 3rd grade students have an enrichment program where they're playing soccer, basketball, and learning the ukulele. I'd like to thank Jen and her team, Tracy and Giselle, for their leadership on making this happen. This is a lot of students on our campuses, and so love that.
Does the grant cover Camp Moreland or just summer school?
Just the
Just
summer
summer
school.
school.
So we're already preparing for next school year, as you can imagine. On July 16th, the parent portal will be up and running for parents to start with their annual information updates. We're planning the Welcome Back Breakfast, which is on August 11th for all staff. And we look forward to everyone that will be there. And if you start to look on the calendar, we're already putting back to school nights, parent ed nights. It's on our district website. And then lastly, tonight we will proudly present the MTA tentative agreement and contract that was ratified a little over a week ago by MTA. Tasha will present the contours of the agreement, but I just want to give one last thank you to Tasha for leading our team, to the union team for the collaboration, the innovation, the way we came together in 4 short sessions to come up with some a good compensation package and some things that we feel good about, some things that the union feels good about. So I just want to say thank you to everyone. It's a real testament to just our learning partnership here. So thank you, Tasha, for your leadership on this. And that concludes my remarks for this portion of the agenda.
Thank you. Board members' communications.
Nothing from me this week.
Nothing for me.
Okay.
We're keeping it easy tonight. All right. On to action and discussion items. Approve the MOU with the YMCA.
Right, so well, this is an annual action that we have with the YMCA. We are a little more excited about this contract that we have with them this year because we're going to be supporting our kids at Anderson in the TK level. We're increasing our offering to ensure that, and that's something that the principal had stressed really needing support on that. And so we're really excited to give that to Jody and her team over at Anderson, extra support with the TK. So I ask that you approve this contract with YMCA, Silicon Valley.
Thank you. Questions?
Is it an increase in from last year, given the expanded scope? With the dollar?
It is a slight increase, but we also are able to tap into, we have ACES funding and ELOT funding for
Okay.
this contract. And so it doesn't impact our fund.
General fund. Thank you.
Any other questions or comments? Hearing none, do I have a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve the 25-26 YMCA, the MOU with the YMCA.
And a second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
On to the 25-26 contract for Rhythm and Moves.
Feels like we're starting school again, doesn't it already? So this is our annual contract with Rhythm and Moves, which provides our PE support for our elementary. And we bring this to you every year. And again, this year we have a great relationship with them and they work to cover all of our elementary preps. So asking for your approval for the Rhythm and Moves contract.
I only have one question I ask it kind of every year, which is like, is there a break-even point when it makes sense to bring it back? I mean, the pendulum swings from, we had PE teachers and then ultimately this was more effective and made for more prep time. Do you have a sense of when we would maybe have to reconsider that, given the size of the contract as it continues to increase?
So we look at the calculation of what a basic FTE costs. And because we pay the benefits and so forth, we're still above that threshold, but we do keep an eye on it every time we do bring the contract forward to ensure that we are, financially looking at our best option.
Thank you.
One other challenge, I think, was finding PE teachers, right? So do we have a sense of if there's been a shift in that regard?
So a couple of years when I had a different job and we were hiring for PE, there were not that many applicants in PE, and also my experience in being a principal, that is still an area that is actually surprisingly
Tough.
difficult to find people in. So it would be difficult to cover all of our sections that we have in the elementaries.
Got an additional question. Was there a time when we used the Rhythm and Moves to do also coaching for the middle school sports? Or has it always been teachers?
To my knowledge, it's always been for prep coverage, that we've never used that at the middle school level, but that's an interesting concept.
I'm just curious.
Right.
That is a really interesting, I'm thinking it through because I know what a challenge it is to find coaches.
Yeah.
An interesting question. Anything else? Hearing none, do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve 2025-26 contract for Rhythm and Moves.
And I'll second.
All in
Yeah,
favor?
negative Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Perfect. Approval of the 25-26 contract for therapeutic development.
This again is an annual contract that we bring forward. We have to provide occupational therapy for several of our young students in our district. And it's an important and actually required support that we offer. I think this is not to exceed the amount that's listed there. I think this is something we need to look at. Again, the question that Brian, you just asked needs to also be asked about each of our contracts. And so in looking at this, and Clover also did some investigation with her fellow superintendents, that this may be an area where we could save money. I think we've had a longstanding relationship here. And so we are keeping that, or would like to keep that for this year. But it's something that we are going to be looking into as a possibility for next year, the following year.
And again, this is a cap. This is a,
This is a cap. It's not that all of that is, it is two providers, two occupational therapists that provide the support for that. And we have about 50 or so kiddos that require that support.
And so do they provide the supports for like Moreland District? Within the district or is it for MPA, for MPSs?
It's just for Moreland.
So
They may have contracts with other
Got it.
districts as well, because they, again, depending on our caseload,
Right,
may need other work outside of Moreland.
okay,
But this contract is just for Moreland.
for Moreland and for all of the students that need OT services.
Correct.
Got it, okay.
Anything else? We have a motion?
I'll make motion to approve the independent contractor agreement for therapeutic development for 2025-26.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, the 25-26 LCAP plan.
Well, I'm on a roll, so.
Just fun.
So I presented the LCAP at our last meeting, and I think while it might have been a little long, we covered a lot of ground, and our plans moving forward into our second year of implementation. And also Chris shared several of the budgetary basically where we're going to be spending that money and how it's kind of divided amongst our goals and actions. So I ask that you approve the LCAP for the 25-26 school year.
Any questions? I just want to acknowledge, we did see the presentation at the last meeting. And I want to again, thank you for all of the hard work that goes into that document, but the effort behind it, right? And the work that comes out of it. So I'm very excited about the LCAP. Thank you. With that, is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve 2025-26 local or LCAP.
Okay,
I'll second it.
all in favor?
All right,
Aye.
Aye.
Neat. The 25-26 Moreland School District budget.
So 2 weeks ago, presented the budget. Brian, if you'd like me to do it again, I can. Entirely up to you. But I present to you the budget for the 25-26 for approval.
Any other questions, comments? Again, a tremendous amount of
Yeah,
work.
absolutely.
Thank you for the presentation and the efforts and the close eye on detail. Appreciate all of the work that was done. No other comments or questions? Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to adopt the 2025-2026 Moreland District budget.
Yes.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, approval of Prop 28 Arts and Music in Schools Funding Annual Report 24-25.
This is just the annual report that we bring to you every year on the condition of receiving the funds. So it's how many employees we have, schools, et cetera. So it is recommended that you approve 24-25 Prop 28 annual report.
Thank
Can
you.
we use this to apply for a grant, or is it?
So Prop 28 is funds from the state, specific for arts and music. And so there are strict guidelines on how you use it. You can't supplement or supplant, you have to supplement. You have to 80% of the funds. So the way they do it is we get funds, each school gets an X amount, it's not a district full.
Okay,
And so that we distribute it to the schools, and then at least 80% need to be spent on employees. So we can't
Okay.
do all like outside contracts.
got it. Okay.
20% can be on like supplies or outside vendors,
Okay.
like starting arts, but 80%. So we track that to make sure we're in compliance.
Okay. So the 1.6 and the 1.8, et cetera, these are all full-time employees.
There could be some part-time. It's just a combination of the district. Some sites were able to hire.
Okay,
Others, there's still money there. We have like 3 years to spend it. So it depends on the program that the sites have.
What the state will be looking for is, did we use this money to just replace money we were spending and we have the same level of arts? Or did we
Okay.
use this money to increase staff in arts? And so that's why they like the FTE. So it's not an annual report that tells you what happened. It's like a
Right.
compliance report.
yeah,
Do we have more FTE in arts this year than we did last year?
okay. Makes sense.
I really appreciate each of the campuses kind of has used those resources in unique ways, and I love that flexibility. And I'm excited by the funding.
Me too.
Any other questions or comments? Hearing none, do I have a motion to approve?
Make a motion to approve the submission for Prop 28.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
And to G, SB 153, District and Site Safety Plans Addendum.
So Senate Bill 153 created a California Education Code that required us to create an instructional continuity plan. So that if we had something like a COVID or perhaps an earthquake or some sort of a disaster that made a gap or a discontinuance of us being able to come in person to schooling, that we would have a plan that we could lean on for some sort of support and direction. And so the state provided us with some exemplars and so forth. And so that's what we did, is we looked at those plans and tried to pick out some of the strengths and things that would fit with Moreland, and so created a plan. And then we took it to parent group and our unions and had received feedback and made adjustments to the plan. And so what you see before you is a final version of the plan. And right now we're posing it to you as an amendment to our current safety plans that were already approved in the fall. And now it will be embedded in each of our safety plans when you approve them in the fall. So you will see that this plan, and essentially it covers communication, instructional materials, access, and SEL, some emotional support for students, which was a key thing that we saw in COVID, that our counselors we're doing work and sessions and support with kids. So we tried to include all of those things into this plan, but also make it vague enough that things were not prescriptive, so that we, would make agreements with our union about specific things like we did during COVID, if it was a prolonged intermission. So any questions?
Out of curiosity, was this a byproduct of the COVID response
And the LA fires too.
and the LA fires? Okay.
Correct.
I remember talking about seeing it as it doesn't sound right, but seeing it as an opportunity to take lessons learned and make sure, we're more prepared moving forward. And so I really appreciate that this has become an effort, and all of your work. I was actually at, I think, President's Council when you came to present and collect feedback from parents. And so I know that was a big task.
And the parent feedback was so valuable because they had a different perspective than we had. We were all also living through COVID with them, but in a very different way. And so I really appreciated their feedback, and we definitely made some changes based on their feedback.
Great. Any other questions? Do I have a motion to approve? I will move then. Approve Senate Bill 153, District and Sites Safety Plans Addendum.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye. Occasionally take a turn at that. All right, MOUs with CSEA.
So I drafted 2 MOUs with CSCA, basically classified staff members, their longevity, their vacation, their step and increase was dependent on their hire date. So it was an anniversary date versus management and teachers who July 1, everything is a fresh restart. So this MOU would align that practice for CSCA so that July 1, their longevity, step and increase, vacation would all roll. We recommend that you approve our MOUs with CSCA.
There continue to be opportunities, right, to improve our relationships, and just when you think everything's been thought of. You know what I mean?
So this is gonna go a long way with CSCA. They definitely felt like second-class citizens when compared to teachers. Feeling very hurt that their years were counted differently, even though they physically were here the same amount of time. I think this will go a long way with making them feel valued.
That's great. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Any other questions, comments? Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the MOUs with CSEA.
A second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. On to the tentative agreements. For collective bargaining agreement between the Board of Trustees and the Moreland Teachers Association.
So as Clover said earlier, this is truly a team effort. It was all of us really working together to come up with this agreement, and we had a great bargaining team. The MTA was cooperative. I felt like there was good relations. We got it done quickly. I feel like both teams walked away feeling good with a good deal. Here you'll see the final TA and the contract with the edits if you approve. I would recommend we approve. It's a 3-year contract. We did a lump sum increase of $3,380 per each cell in the contract. We added longevity, which is new for the teachers at year 7, 14, and 21. This is if you've been in the district and stayed with us. So we're trying to reach, that helps us retain staff. It's $1,000 in year 7. When you hit year 14, 2,000, and when you get to year 21, 3,000. We increased the stipends for master's, doctorate, and national board. So when the salary schedule goes up, those automatically increase. But what we changed was instead of having special ed be stagnant at 2,000, we added special ed into that same formula. So that valued our special ed staff who are hard to retain. We also merged our preschool pay scales because we had different pay scales for preschool. We merged it 1-to-1 pay scale, and we merged the preschool program into one Moreland inclusive preschool. So we don't have separate preschools, it's all in one. We are giving 6 collaboration days to preschool teachers, which they didn't have in the past, so that as they're merging and collaborating and working together, we can support students. We did agree on calendar items, so we had 4 shortened days. They're now going to be unified, so it's going to be better for families and communities with their kids at different schools. They won't have random different 4 shortened days depending on what schools their child attends, so that I think is going to really be a win for the community. We did give some flexibility within the conference schedule for schools in grades 4 through 8, but it's still within that conference window. So families will know the conference window, their schedules might be a little off depending on what grade their child is in, but it will only be those 2 weeks. That will be different for families. We cleared up language in personal necessity and discretionary days, allowing for people to choose their family and for us not to specify who their family is or really value our employees. We did open up discretionary days, 2 discretionary days that are pretty open to whatever they feel is necessary for them. We did limit it so they cannot attach discretionary days and personal necessities days and all together. So it's just 2 days for discretionary if they choose them. It cannot be connected to anything else. We did add a language to describe extended sick leave and what that means clearly, so that if you are on extended sick leave and it's warranted, you've had surgery, you will get differential pay. If you've just run out of sick leave and then you have a flu, we are going to apply the leave language. That means you would not be paid for those days. So it's not differential pay. So we cleared up that language. I think that is.
That is a lot. Yeah.
If you have any questions, we recommend that you approve, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Questions?
I just think a lot of creative solutions in this,
Mhm.
and some longstanding issues. And to have both parties walk away feeling like, we had a desire to pay people to the best of our abilities and still be a solvent organization. And I feel like, you touched a number of different items that you wanted to make sure got remedied, whether it was special ed or longevity. And I just really appreciate everybody trying to solve a bulk of problems
Right.
as opposed to just 1 or 2. And I just really appreciate that you brought us along the way as these conversations are happening. So this is not new news.
Mhm.
And we're excited about the outcome. At least I am as a person. So
We're excited. I think we came out with a competitive pay scale.
well, as much as we can in the
Right.
environment we're in,
Right.
right? So, we're pegged to reality, unfortunately. But thank you for the work.
I want to echo Brian's comments. Definitely a tremendous amount of work. For having been on the board for as long as I have seen lots of negotiations over the years, and this year felt really unique and special. The level of creativity and the excitement coming out of it for both sides. And so that feels so good. And so I too want to express my thanks for all the effort to our team here,
Everybody.
everyone, and MTA and everyone
Team
involved.
effort.
Absolutely,
Kudos to both sides.
absolutely. All right, anything else? All right, motion to approve?
I'd love to make a motion to approve the tentative agreement of the collective bargaining agreement between the Board of Trustees and MTA.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. She's hitting the button. All right, public disclosure hearing and approval of AB 1200.
So staff recommends that the board hold a public disclosure hearing on the AB 1200. This shows the impact of the agreement that we entered into with MTA. And so it's submitted to the county just to show that we can meet our obligations.
Are we actually having a hearing where we're opening it?
Opening it.
Okay, so I will open the hearing. Is there anyone here to speak on this item or the board to speak on this item? Hearing none, I will close the hearing. And I will look to the board for approval.
I'll make a motion to approve AB 1200.
Well, second.
On favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So, no banging of the gavel.
No, well, there.
It doesn't affect me.
I kind of, Anyway, approve revisions to the management confidential handbook.
So we recommend that you approve the management handbook. In there, we've updated pay scales, we've updated some job title updates in the management handbook, and reflected. That's really the changes, with some title changes and the salary schedule update. Nothing else in there really changed. Oh, I did align the language to match the teacher's language, where we took out immediate with family on personal necessity and discretionary days, so that those were aligned.
And that's just consistent,
Consistent.
district-wide.
Not with CSEA yet.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Mhm.
Any other questions or comments? We oftentimes just kind of move through that process, the management handbook. But I definitely want to acknowledge our team, the management team that this represents, tremendous amount of work and talent in that group. And so I'm excited by this and appreciate your work on it. Any other comments or questions? Hearing none, do I have a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve the management confidential handbook for 2025 through 2028 for Moreland School District.
And a second? I'll second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Contract for directional signs at all schools.
So this contract is, as we're finished with the fencing project, got our punch list. We have a need obviously for signage on our gates and certain areas of the school. So we went out to bid, did a pre-bid job walk, received 5 sealed bids in June, and then LaHue, I think if I'm saying that right, LaHue and Associates was deemed the low bidder, and so we did reference checks and whatnot, and so we recommend to approve the contract for the signage replacement.
Signage as in actual street signs or?
Like on the gates, so the standard ones, like no dogs and, yeah, office, gate numbers,
Got it, okay,
certain like ed code where you're not supposed to have dogs on campus, those kind of signage.
got it, okay.
Weapons.
Mandatory, some are optional.
That's what I was wondering is what was mandatory that we include. Do we have obviously we're a safe.
Certain ones, visitors must check in the office,
Mhm.
those kind of things.
Right, we're wrapping up that project. Awesome. Any comments or questions? Hearing none, do I have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve contract for LaRue and Associates, regulatory directional signs at all sites.
Thank you, Ryan. And a second?
I'll second it.
Thank you, Shriram. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, on to the superintendent's contract for the 25-26 through 28-29 school years. Wow, this is an annual meeting. I'm not prepped to introduce it, but obviously we've worked really hard with our superintendent to put together an evaluation that was appropriate and as a governance team, identify goals and want to recognize the hard work and dedication that Clover, you bring to this district. We're very excited by a lot of the work that is happening, all of the work that is happening. And so we want to thank you and acknowledge you for that. And I don't know if anybody else wants to say anything.
Yeah, I would say, the board has a handful of things it actually does. And one of them is the relationship with the superintendent, which we believe is the instructional leader in the district, and is the most influential decision that we make. So not just retaining you, but providing feedback and being a support as a management team, we believe are pivotal. And some of that is the evaluation, some of it is the contract work, are the most kind of tangible pieces of that work. And so I think that as a healthy board, we are unified in our perspective and appreciation for the work that you and subsequently your leadership team does and produces. And we're excited for the work that you've begun and kind of the direction that we are heading together. And we hope to use both to document both those pieces as instruments to collaborate together and to do good work together and to build a healthy environment. And so we appreciate your transparency and candor with us, and the leadership that you provide both here and in the classroom ultimately. And we look forward to working, many more years together.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's said, you have 5 bosses, but I've never actually looked at our relationship like that. It's always been one of partnership. And to that, partnership only works when it's a two-way street, right? So I really appreciate everything that you've done to kind of make that happen for us. So thank you.
I mean, I don't think I can say any more than what has been said. I do want to say thank you again for this past year and just for the upcoming years. We have a lot of things up ahead, and so really excited to work in collaboration.
Thank you again. There was a lot involved when we were looking for superintendents, and a lot of the choices that we decided and thought about that you presented upon our first evaluation that we were, I should say, interview with you was, we're very happy to see what you've come to be. So.
And I'm appreciative of being able to kind of apply the same hopes and priorities that we did with other bargaining groups. Just because it's so important to stay current and make sure that everyone feels valued and well taken care of. So.
Thanks, if you would.
You may.
Okay. I just think it's appropriate. So I too am glad that you chose me 4 years ago. And like I said earlier tonight, I may not be the most fun person. That's not how people would describe me, but I'm very serious. And when I lock in on something, I don't hear anybody, Chris, I don't hear him. I'm just like locked in. And I always knew I wanted to be a superintendent. When I was a teacher, I knew I wanted to be a superintendent, but I wanted to be ready and I wanted it to be the right district. And so when I applied for Moreland, I studied very hard. I studied each of you. I watched all the board meetings. I read all the contracts and the LCAPs and I over prepared. And so when I interviewed, I'm going to tell the story. Sorry, Heather. I kind of felt like, oh, maybe I was too much, like maybe I was too prepared and my answers were too much. And, I also, if you know me, sometimes I think things in my head, but they actually come out of my mouth. And so I said, when they brought me back into the Zoom room to offer me the position, that I was like, wow, I thought maybe I was too much. And Heather said, sometimes too much is just right. And I knew then it was the right district. Thank you.
We absolutely agree. All right. Do I have a motion to approve the superintendent's contract? I'll move.
No, go for it. I was waiting. Yeah.
I'll move to approve the superintendent's contract for 25-26 through 28-29 school years.
And I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, on to the consent. Are there any questions or comments on tonight's consent? I actually do have one, but it's kind of my go-to question on the consent, which is the declaration of surplus technology equipment. Are we continuing to make efforts to really maximize the use of this equipment or potentially hand it down or?
So it's always, anything that we surplus is end of life or broken or, and then after we surplus it, we can look for options to recycle or hand down, but we need to surplus it first.
Got it.
Before we do any action with it.
Yeah.
So not necessarily straight to e-waste. There are.
We look at different options
Got it.
once we get it surplus to see what we can do with you.
Although I would challenge any of you to have middle schoolers.
Yeah. Oh, that is.
So
Yeah.
I just,
From COVID.
So some of those may need a different level of detox.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, my goodness, yes.
As a father of 3 middle school,
Speaking from experience.
no judgment. That's just a practical reality.
Any other questions on tonight's consent?
I'll make a motion to approve the consent items in aggregate.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, closing items. Oof. Future meeting dates, we won't meet again until
August 12th.
August 12th,
will be our first
but we'll be
meeting.
here on the 11th for the breakfast.
The breakfast is Monday, August 11th,
Uh-huh.
8 AM. We'll start eating, or we'll start eating at 8:30, but, 8 AM, Monday, August 11th. And then we'll have a board meeting the next day, Tuesday, the 12th. Teachers will be in professional development on the 11th and 12th. They'll have a teacher workday in their classrooms on the 13th. School will start on the 14th. And there is a list of the upcoming meetings, on the,
And the July 11th still stands as a, just in
Maybe.
case, maybe.
maybe not, yeah,
Okay, hopefully.
hopefully not.
I did get to notice that I get to celebrate my birthday again with you this year.
Oh, no. Wait, when's your birthday?
Ninth or 25th?
September 9th.
Good.
I was putting it on
No.
the calendar today. I was like, well, skip that birthday day.
We're the best birthday gift.
That's birthday day.
I was gonna say, y'all are gonna miss us in July. so-
You asked for a repeat of tonight's dinner for your birthday dinner?
No, I said tonight, they're generally good meals.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
Just extra special
Appreciate.
chip cookies on that.
Appreciate
Yeah, we really appreciate that.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes a really big difference coming in straight from work and having it be so yummy.
Yeah.
Like it's above and beyond.
He's our
He's
employee.
amazing.
We got,
Amazing. So kudos and thanks to him.
you'll let him know.
All right, announcements, reminders, requests?
Just an announcement to say thank you to everybody for yet another wonderful year. Everybody have a wonderful, relaxed summer. See you in.
August.
Yeah.
That's Anything else under announcements, reminders, requests? Anything else? We're adjourned. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everybody.
I will say, from a health perspective, it's over, so, but I'm like, think about what